So in today's Crowley Connect, I have the distinct privilege of welcoming a young, dynamic, and very influential leader who's doing amazing things for the residents that she serves. She is the head of Harris County's governing body. And for those who may not know what Harris County is, that is the Houston market. She's the first woman to be elected county judge or county executive, as we call them here in Wisconsin, and only the second to be elected to the commissioner's court. So joining us all the way from the Lone Star State, a fellow member of the National Association of Counties, and most importantly, my good friend, let's welcome Judge Lina Hidalgo. Welcome, Judge.
Thank you. I'm so happy to join you.
Well, it's great to have you on. We're really excited to have you. And Judge Hidalgo, I've had the idea of having you on the Crowley Connect after a recent NACO meeting that we had, because I felt it was really important for our residents here in Milwaukee County to be exposed to some of the great leaders from all across the country that are doing outstanding things in their own communities. And in fact, you are the very first out-of-state guest that we have had on the Crowley Connect. So welcome again. But as I've touched briefly on your background during the introduction, but I would like for you to share just a little bit more about yourself. I think about, even my own professional life, starting as a teenager, organizing in the community here in Milwaukee. And that led me to serving in the assembly in our state capitol, and now here where I am today as county exec. And so the question I have is, what drove you to serve in the role that you do serve in? And what drives you today to serve as a leader of a county of more than 4 million people?
Yeah, well, thanks again. And I want to clarify, you mentioned my title and folks get confused sometimes. So the title is judge, but I'm like you, I'm the county executive. It's just that in Texas, we call the county executive the county judge for whatever reason. And so Harris County is home to Houston and 33 other cities. And 2 million people that don't live in any city at all. So it's 4.7 million people. And I was just reelected to a second term, so this is my 5th year in office, and thank you. And gosh, it's just it's been a whirlwind, like all of us. I know that you also steered your community through COVID. For me, I've had floods, I've had fires, COVID, the winter freeze that I know folks heard about when the power was out in most of Texas, and through all of that, of course, my sense has been I was not elected to be a wartime county judge. I was elected to be able to implement proactive policies. So I first decided to run in 2018. I was one of the women. That was right after President Trump had been elected, and I'm one of the women that sort of said, if he can do it, surely I can do it too. And I'd done some work on criminal justice reform. I'd done some work internationally on freedom of expression, and I knew that there were enough challenges in the community. I'm an immigrant. I'm originally from Colombia. I came to the US when I was almost 14. I grew up in various countries and before that, and I just always have wanted to serve the community, but it finally dawned on me in 2018 that I could have the most impact by being part of government. Never thought I would do it, and over the past few years, we've been able to make huge investments in early childhood education to the tune of $40 million. We reduced homelessness by 20% in the middle of the pandemic. A lot of the work that you have been spearheading also in Milwaukee with just modernizing the way government functions. It sounds really boring, but it's really important. And, whatever it is, whether it's serving veterans, small businesses, supporting our economy, everything has been focused on really achieving meaningful change and not just, sort of talking about things that sound good.
You're absolutely right about that, and I really appreciate you sharing that. You're clearly you have all this time on your hands because it's not enough to do right in Harris County. But I truly appreciate that, and really appreciate you touching a little bit about Harris County, what you do, the entire Houston market, and so because we're talking Houston, I'm not going to get into any baseball, basketball, or football because you were in Wisconsin, so it's always about the Brewers, the Bucks, and the Packers here. And I'm sure you have those same feelings since you have the Astros, Rockets, and you're in Texans country, right in your backyard. But what can you share for our viewers and all Wisconsin residents about Harris County? And so, what makes your community unique? And what is your vision for Harris County moving forward?
It's a very diverse community. One of the most diverse counties in the country. We're the largest county in Texas. About 25% of people are immigrants. We've got a huge port. We've got a huge medical industry, petrochemical industry as well. But we're working to not just lead in oil and gas, but continue leading as the energy transition happens. And so that's one of the issues I'm really focused on and that I talk to my community about is if we don't lead the energy transition, then we will be left behind, our jobs will be left behind. So that's one of the biggest challenges we're facing. It's a county where, diversity is our strength. And so being able to have that tolerance, obviously the divisiveness that has plagued our country and really the world in recent years is a big issue in Harris County. And so it's very important to me to make sure that, we cherish that tolerance, that we work at really cherishing and valuing that diversity. We have a lot of innovation. The largest medical center in the world is in Harris County. Some great universities, and it's just it's a great place also to eat because of all of the diversity. We just have all kinds of food, and so I definitely invite folks to come and to visit. We're going to be one of the hosts of the 2026 World Cup. So that's going to be thrilling. Obviously, we've hosted a Super Bowl recently. The stadium that the county has is the one that most often hosts these really big events, and of course is home to our Texans. But a lot of the challenges are shared when you and I visit during these meetings of county executives. We often find, we want to make sure that we keep housing affordable for everyday people in our community. We want to make sure that we're tackling the issues of homelessness, of disaster resiliency, that we're not just coming back after the fact and cleaning up, that we are looking out for the jobs of the future, that we're investing in mental health, obviously, after the pandemic. That's a big challenge. So I think that folks in Milwaukee would find, we share a lot of the challenges. And I know you and I, Executive Crowley, share that commitment to our community, that commitment to best practices, and to really just having a North Star that's very clear and that is 100% focused on what's best for the community.
I really appreciate you sharing that perspective. Being the largest, being the most diverse community in Texas, I can share that sentiment. We are the largest and most diverse community as well. Not as quite as big as you all, but that is our strength, and I really appreciate that because we as leaders, we have to be leaders in our community of our counties, but we also have to wear multiple hats. We are the advocates, we're the administrators, we're the drivers of those visions. And as you enthusiastically talked about, Harris County, we have to be the cheerleaders as well, which is invigorating to hear that coming from you because I feel the passion that you have for your community, just like I have right here in Milwaukee County. I mean, lakefronts, parks, business community, most importantly, our people. We have a lot to do. So I appreciate that. Now, Judge Hidalgo, I usually close every Crowley Connect asking guests what their favorite thing is about Milwaukee County. And obviously, that doesn't quite make sense in today's case. But how about this? Can you share the one thing that you would invite visitors from Wisconsin or from anywhere, what they should do if they were making a trip to Houston or Harris County? What's the one thing that they can't miss? And after you do that, I'll give my one thing about Milwaukee County.
Oh gosh, it's really hard to pick. We have NASA, we've got just incredible cultural activities, but I think I would have to pick our green spaces. Harris County, we're 50 feet above sea level. And so it was a slump that was turned into an incredible economic powerhouse. So there's a lot of bayous and channels in our county, and so along that we've built some beautiful trails. We've got some incredible parks. There's not really mountains here in any sense of the word. Barely any hills, and so it's a different kind of beauty. And I would invite visitors to check that out a little bit off the beaten path. There's some parks in Houston proper, and then there's just some incredible parks and hiking spaces in the outskirts of Harris County, more in the more kind of suburban and areas. So yeah, I hope that folks come visit, and there's always an open door. We love to show off our county. We're very proud of our community, and I can't wait to hear what your favorite thing is.
Absolutely. Well, I will tell you that that is great for Wisconsinites. We love our outdoor spaces. We love outdoor activities. So anything related to being outdoors, something for us all to do. And to share my favorite one, I would have to say it would be Summerfest. And Summerfest, we have for 3 long weekends this summer right here on our lakefront. And we have bands that are going to be performing, playing at the big gig, as we call it. So we have from the Zach Brown band to the Wailers to Imagine Dragons, you name your taste, we will have it at Summerfest right here in Milwaukee County. And on top of good music, you're gonna get some great food and drinks too. So after Milwaukee County residents, you make that trip to Harris County, we'll make sure to invite you and Harris County up to Milwaukee for some good music on the shores of Lake Michigan. So I appreciate that.
Oh, I can't wait. It sounds beautiful and
Oh,
delicious.
absolutely. Hopefully, I'll be down there real soon. But Judge Hidalgo, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join me for this episode of the Crowley Connect. I truly appreciate your friendship and all the work you do. And for all of our viewers and Milwaukee County residents, I hope you enjoyed learning about one of the really special superstar leaders that we have in our country. So until the next time, I hope you are doing well and be safe. But don't forget to subscribe to the Crowley Connect newsletter and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and or YouTube. So enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and be great as always. Take care, everyone.